All right, traders, let us see what price is currently doing. So the time right now is 20 minutes to 12. So by 1 o'clock, we'll be entering New York session, right? New York session. So, but right now, let us just prepare ourselves before the session starts. Okay, so but right now this is 15 minutes time frame, and currently you can see that price is in an uptrend. Okay, price is actually buying in an uptrend, but presently, because if you look at 1 hour, we will see that price is actually respecting previous supply zone. Okay, so this is the supply zone at which price is respecting at the moment. So right now, let us go down to 15-minute time frame again. So right now, due to the strategy that I do trade, okay, so let me open that so we can know what we are looking for in the market right now. Okay, so but I think I should just open my notepad. Okay, so this is my roll top down analysis using the market mechanics of supply and demand. All right, so right now we can see that number one, look for buyers, either buy or sell. So at this point in time, I cannot say that I want to buy or sell. The reason is because the direction of price is changing. Okay, so though price is in an uptrend, which means price is buying. So and what I'm supposed to do is that I should look for a buy setup. But presently, let us just assume that we don't know what to buy, we don't know what to do, okay, to either buy or sell. So begin from higher time frame, that is 4 hour and 1 hour. So during our 1 hour, I've already showed you, I've marked out my supply zone, and right now this is the current price at which price is trading currently. So now number two is I have spot supply and demand zone at 15 minutes time frame. So this is 15 minutes time frame. So and you know that immediately price tap into this 1 hour supply zone. You can see that price rejected that zone. Okay, price rejected to the downside. So let us see the next thing. So mark supply zone. Okay, so I've marked out my supply zone. So this is my 15 minutes supply zone, because when price reach this level right there, price rejected downward. Okay, so right now we need to go down to the next line, which is spot BOS, which is our break of structure. So if I go down to 5 minutes right now, that is where I'm going to mark out my break of structure. Okay, so where is my last break of structure to the upside? Although we have a break of structure right here, we have a break of structure here, and my last break of structure is this zone here. Okay, this is my last break of structure. So it simply means that I have higher high, higher low, then this is the last high. So it means that this is the last low, right? This is the last low. So let me go to the okay, so mark out break of structure at 5 minutes following the trend. So right now I've identified the last break of structure. I've seen where the last break of structure is. So what is the next thing for me to do? The next thing is that I want to spot liquidity zones. Okay, look out for 5 minutes liquidity sweep above or below. So in this case, I'm going to consider above and below, either double top or double bottom. Okay, so this is where I can enter at this level, but I want to actually wait for the last confirmation. Okay, and mind you, the last confirmation of this setup, okay, it has already showed up. Okay, the last confirmation has already showed up, because if you look at the strategy that I'm actually trading, okay, so if I'm going to wait for last confirmation, it means that I want to wait well for market shift. All right, so what market shift is that since we have identified our last low, okay, this is our last low here. So it means that we can see that price move aggressively to the downside. So price has break this previous low, and this is our market shift. Yeah, this is my market shift. Okay, so when we have a market shift right there, so you can see I write it here that wait well for market shift and retest. So it means that I want to look out for market shift for retest to the supply zone of the liquidated candle. So in this case, the candle that actually formed last, which is this red candle. Okay, so that is my liquidated candle. So I want to wait for, you can see, I want to wait for a retest to the supply zone. So this is, I have marked out this candle already. So can you see now that immediately price drop, price find its way back to this supply zone. Okay, so this has actually confirmed that price has respected this strategy. So right now, the last but not the least is that enter at supply zone after retest. Okay, enter trade upon respected of retest of the supply zone while placing my stop loss above the liquidated candle. So if I had actually entered this trade early, okay, so it will be around this zone. Okay, so my last, okay, let me just show you the confirmation candle. Okay, so the confirmation candle is this red candle here. Okay, this red candle or this red candle here. All right, so that is my last confirmation. So I am supposed to have entered the trade around this zone, kind of. Okay, I'm supposed to have entered the trade around this zone, but right now, price is price has already moved to the downside already. So right now, what am I going to be looking out for? Okay, so what I'm going to be looking out for is that, let me just go down to 15 minutes again. So I need to actually mark out where price has already respected already. So right now we see that we have a supply zone around here. Okay, so this is a supply zone, and I think I should draw it down a little bit. Then after that, I cannot be precise right now. Okay, I cannot be precise. Oh, I think I just use 5 minutes. So let me just follow the prints. Let me follow the prints because right now price is making a series of lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low. Now price is moving to create a new lower high. Okay, so that is what price is currently doing. So right now I think I should just mark out my break of structure to the downside. So this is my one break of structure here. Okay, so this is my break of structure. The next thing is, the next break of structure is this zone right here. So right now it means that we have our supply zone. Okay, so we have a 5 minute supply zone here. So let me mark out this candle here. So we have a 5 minute supply zone. Now that is one, this is 5 minute supply zone. Let me just mark that out. Then the next supply zone that we have is, okay, I should just copy this. We have another 5 minutes supply zone around this place. So right now, I'm going to wait for price to um, I'm going to wait for price to make a rejection at either of these zones, either this zone or this zone. That is what I'm going to be waiting for. Okay. So if I see a strong selling candle, unlike this red candle right here, or this kind of this type of candle, this red candle here, okay, that is, if I see that type of candle probably around this zone or this zone, then I'm going to enter the trade. Okay, so it means that I'm going to make a sell. Okay, I'm going to place a sell trade. So this is our bias right now, that is my bias right now. So I'm going to place a sell trade at this zone or this zone. So then that is going to be something around, something like this. Then I'm not going to be too realistic because this is trading. Okay, so I'm just going to place my stop loss at this zone. So, and the reason why is because this is a gap. All right, this is a gap that happened right there. This is what I'm going to trade today. Okay, so let us see how this is going to play out. All right, I'll see you very soon. All right, so eventually this profits, this trade rather, this trade was a win. Okay, this trade was a win, and um I made about $48. Okay, so this is it right there. Can you see that? That's $48 profit on this trade. So the comeback is actually real. Okay, so this is trading with structure and not with emotions right now, not with guessing or anything. So it is purely price action and combining with supply and demand. And yesterday, I eventually see this setup in the morning, but I was just thinking that it is not yet time for me to trade, okay? Because mostly I place my trade during the New York session and the overlap session. So, and that is around 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. But yesterday morning, when I see this setup, I knew that the bias of price is changing from buying to selling, but i just I didn't just take that trade. But eventually, I am really happy that this trade played out. Okay, I'm happy that this trade played out. And one thing that I will not forget to say is that yesterday afternoon, when I noticed, this is 5 minutes, right? This is 5 minutes. So yesterday when price was actually approaching, because I was actually expecting that price will either respect this zone or this zone. So, but yesterday afternoon, during, I think that was to 2 p.m., I see that price was actually reversing to this 5 minute supply zone. Okay, so when I see that price was respecting this 5 minute supply zone, immediately it created this sell pressure. I was like, man, the prices has already started moving to the downside, and my emotion wants to push me to just enter the trade from this level right here. But I just have to trust the process, and I just knew that for price to make this massive move to the downside, then price will reverse all the way back here again before price continue the major move. And I suggested that price will respect this zone or this zone, but eventually this is the zone that price actually holds. Price did not hold this level, and you can see that this is purely price action. Okay, so, and I will not also forget to say that I document my trading, this trade. All right, I documented it, and you can see that. Let me just show you. Okay, so you see that I saved my chart markup before I actually enter the trade at all. So after I save this chart markup, I document the emotion I felt before entering this trade, which is, you see, I wrote it there that I feel relaxed and calm. Okay, so while I was analyzing this market, I wasn't feeling emotional. My psychology is in the right order. I was calm and I feel relaxed. Okay, so I was not trying to guess anything. I just ensure that I'm relaxed, I am calm when I was analyzing this market. And you can see that I also document the emotion I felt after I entered the trade. So the moment I entered the trade, okay, the moment I entered that trade, I was like, man, I felt like because I felt like I have entered this trade. How is this going to play out? But and the flip to trust the process just rest on me, and I was calm. Okay, because initially I wasn't feeling emotional before I entered the trade. So the flip to trust the process just rest on me, and that I just felt that, man, I have analyzed this price, and I just have to trust the process. And you can see the results. This is the result, and you can see this is what it means to be a trader. This is what it means to having a right strategy and following your strategy. I believe that this is what it actually entails. And I believe that if you also, if you have been struggling in trading as well, I believe that this is, if you also follow a right strategy, and the moment you want to analyze the market, you need to follow your trading plan. You want to follow your trading plan religiously. So the moment you follow your trading plan religiously, then you will not have any issues. You will not have, you will not have your emotions being controlling you and all. And eventually price even go all the way down here. Okay, price move all the way down here. And yesterday, I don't want to be so too realistic. I just placed my, because this is the another break of structure that we have. So I just placed my take profit around this zone, because I don't want to be too realistic about price. I don't want to be too realistic about price to set my TP all the way down here. Okay, so but I believe that this is actually working out well now, and I also believe that you are also learning. So I'll see you in the next video very soon. All right, yeah.